Hello, my name is Anthony Rutherford, and this is Communications 101. This is my informative speech on special education. One of the most fun days of my life was spent at the races. That day I was assigned to aid a female driver. She had a brand new favorite ride in her color lime green, and her wheels glistened in the sun. Its superior condition, new sleek shape, and her winning attitude were certainly to give her a competitive edge over her competition. I was a little nervous that she wasn't comfortable enough with the steering and mechanics. That could certainly mean disaster. As the race began, Kara set out with her gleaming smile to show that this was a place that she could not only compete, but she could win. She maneuvered her ride in and out of the cones, defeating her competition by half of the course's length. Kara was a champion, and I'm not sure who was more excited, her or myself. I guess you would understand better if I showed a picture of you that day. You see, Kara has cerebral palsy, and she's confined to a wheelchair. Her cognitive abilities allow her, and are appropriate for her age. However, her gross and fine motor difficulties inhibit her participation in mainstream academic population. Kara is a student that I met while volunteering at the Special Olympics. Kara is the reason that I want to be a special education teacher. My wife is a special education teacher. She teaches middle school students with comprehensive, severe, and profound disabilities. I volunteer in her classroom weekly and work with her students to prepare for the Special Olympics. Special education teachers are in high demand. The job can be stressful, but I've seen the intrinsic benefits firsthand, as well as through the joy my wife has through her job. The field of special education is about changing lives, helping each individual reach beyond the limitations that society has imposed on them to become everything they can truly be. For the next few minutes, I will explain the demand and supply for special educators, what the field of special education entails, and how this profession provides a platform to advance the value of human life, impartiality, and love for one another and humility. What is special education, you might say? Webster's Dictionary defines special education as classes or instructions designed for the students with special education needs. For example, someone with a disability, physical, emotional, behavioral, or mental. According to Education Weekly, about 5.8 million Americans, school children, receive special education services. Also, federal laws have made it possible for students with special needs to receive a fair education. The demand for special education teachers are at an all-time high. The U.S. Bureau for Labor Statistics says that special education teaching jobs will increase 17% over the next decade. Teaching special education is one of the toughest jobs to keep teachers because of how difficult the job can be. Michael Allison Chandler of the Washington Post says, and I quote, "Federal data show the proportion of special education teachers who transfer to other teaching jobs or leave the profession is higher than the rate of almost any other area of teaching. Nearly every school system reports a short supply of certified special education candidates. The high turnover means special education students are far more likely to be taught by uncertified or inexperienced teachers. As a football coach and a track coach, I get to see a lot of athletes who can do a lot of things. But when I helped with the Special Olympics, I got to see what it is just to compete and to be a part of something, and it meant so much more, and it humbled me." Ephesians 4:2 says, "With all humility and gentleness, with patience, bearing with one another and in love." Remember, special education is important for people with disabilities, but it also needs competent teachers with a desire to love and teach people with disabilities. In closing, I would like to share a quote from Tim Tebow. "There's a lot of people like myself that have certain processing disabilities. And it has nothing to do with your intelligence, which I think is a big misconception that people have. New York Jets coach Rex Ryan has dyslexia. He's one of the most intelligent coaches around. I've always tried to share, especially with kids, to be confident with it. You know, hey, this isn't something that is a handicap. You just have to learn you are You just have to learn how you can learn and overcome it. It is something that you can be better off because you know how you learned. Thank you, and I appreciate your time, and God bless.